Yes, these are the 8 best bodyweight exercises, but this is not going to be your standard fitness video, because on this channel I tell you what nobody else does and the truth of building your best body and mind for life. So subscribe so you don't miss any of the lessons that our top students receive. Now, these moves are actually just a small part of the warm-up that we do for Powerbatics at Pacific Rim Athletics, and then we do strength separately, and then skill, and then flexibility. But see how you fare with these 8. And if you need help, book a chat with me and my team for training. Well, the first move is the hollow position. This is the first shape you should know for your entire body and health of your spine. And it's the basic shape for hand balancing, tumbling, and really any other sport from boxing to high diving. And now that I mention it, you'll probably see it everywhere you go in varying degrees of utilization. But it provides the stability for your spine and for lifelong health. And it involves the muscle that's underdeveloped and atrophied in most people, the transverse abdominis. There's a problem here, however. Even this most basic shape is often very challenging. Here's why, and a truth that most won't tell you. It requires static work, just holding the position through what feels like torture. And if you feel back pain while you're in this position, then there's other work that needs done. But here's how to do it. Arms on your ears, ankles pinched together, fingers pointed, feet pointed, knees locked, head neutral, and your core engaged so that the only thing touching the floor is your lower back, while your arms and legs are only a few inches above the ground. Most don't realize that the simplest things are often the most difficult and the most valuable. Not only does it build your mind, but it builds your core with engagement strength that's not achieved otherwise or through any movement. Also important to remember is that strength is built through muscular transformation and adaptation that occurs in 90-day cycles, so there are no shortcuts. Often people will quit too soon, or they won't progressively push outside their comfort zone, which is a recipe for staying on the plateau of mediocrity. So try this and see if you can hold for 100 seconds in perfect form without stopping. The second move is just flipping over and doing the same thing. Head raised though, with arms on ears and ankles pinched together. It doesn't look like much, but helps build the posterior chain, which is also usually atrophied and unable to support the spine, leading to aggravated discs in your back. This is also a mandatory shape for skills training, from handstands to back layouts to a suplex in wrestling, a tennis serve, or a high jump. So see if you can hold this for 100 seconds as well, and let us know how it felt in the comments. And again, static holds like these might not be a walk in the park, but they're mandatory for lifelong health, no matter what modality of fitness, sports, or human movement you're seeking to attain. I've worked with people who are super talented, super strong, naturally gifted, but they always get beat out by the people who will do the consistent, boring work like this. And often, they end up with injuries and out of shape later. The third move is full middle splits. Why do so many people go on and on about how much they can squat or deadlift or even pistol squat when they can't even fully move their legs? It's kind of like having a Ferrari, but the steering wheel doesn't turn. If you don't want hip problems or knee problems, you want to be able to do moves like these. This is for leg adduction strength and stability all the way up into your hip. So how low can you go? The fourth move is also for the hips and knees. It's the W sit. There's so many myths out there about what to do and what not to do, but this move actually saved my knee from a severe blowout. I was doing a wall flip with 2 steps and a half turn under rotated and landed in a position similar to this. And because of the mobility, it was all good. I didn't feel a thing. And in fight training, it made ankle and knee locks for the other person like trying to wrestle a snake. Just think how these moves can save you in regular day life. Icy driveways, jumping out of the way of a car, slipping, playing ball in the rain. So many benefits. And it's part of the standard mobility warm-up for all of our athletes. Now the fifth move requires compression strength, and I'd be remiss to not include it here. And this is our infamous V-stand, but starts as an L and works its way up. It involves building the transverse abdominis, which again, typically is underdeveloped in most people, along with the rectus abdominis, iliacus, psoas, and rectus femoris. It doesn't really matter how good your six-pack looks if what's underneath is atrophied. So, can you hold an L on the floor for 30 seconds? Give it a try and let us know in the comments. And then the sixth move, and yes, a basic and a warm-up, and something usually neglected but which doesn't require any equipment at all. Just a basic static hang for 1 minute from one hand. Not even for grip strength, but for shoulder mobility and engagement through your whole kinetic chain, all the way from your fingers to iliac crest, including your core. And if you can't do one hand, then do two and use chalk and hang like your life depends on it, because your health and strength really do. Now the seventh move is your good old-fashioned pull-up, which any healthy adult should be able to do from any angle. And a full range pull-up is just a muscle up. And then there's all sorts of more advanced variations. But it does involve a healthy shoulder joint. Usually not being able to do this is from tightness in your pecs, the subscapularis is underdeveloped, and the arm can hardly even move in that direction without any weight at all, not to mention lifting the weight of the entire body. But it is a basic and something everyone should achieve just for health and to reduce risk of shoulder injury long term. Typically, right after the mobility warm-up, we'll hop up and do a few of these just to get things moving on a daily basis. Just like learning to read when you were young or brushing your teeth every day. And finally, the eighth move is likewise something for your lifelong health. Just like every single piece of our training. Most people can do a box jump, even a low one. But what about a full body jump that truly requires your full body, including your core in range of motion in your lower back? A Kong vault is a nice beginner bodyweight move that's part of the free run element of Powerbatics. It helps you build coordination and something vital for your lower back, hip mobility, and core compression strength. Plus, unlike some of the other static holds and strength work of these 8 moves, it is ballistic and uses strength, speed, and flexibility, all of which are combined. But it is like the others in that it's just a basic and part of getting everything up and running. So do you want help with any of these or any other aspect of your training to achieve your maximum potential? Well, use the links to book a chat with me and my team. Watch more trainings we have for you here and elsewhere, and I'll see you in the next video.